This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Cargill Enterprises joined many other organisations taking part in a global earthquake preparedness drill. A team of 12 wrestlers from the Tairi Taniwha are headed to Hamilton hunting trophies. And a local business is offering a creative haven for those aspiring to develop their own food brands in a commercial kitchen. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Today the world stops. Schools, workplaces, people in the street and more took part in a global earthquake preparedness drill. In South Dunedin, a community workshop was ready when the alarm sounded.
Stop, cover and hold. Staff and workers at South Dunedin's Cargill Enterprises have been preparing for about a month for today's nationwide shakeout.
Where we've been talking quite a lot about finding good positions to take in the event of an earthquake. So the drop, cover, hold thinking is something that we've been developing, and hope so today everyone's quite excited actually about what will happen and getting a chance to put their learning into practice.
The New Zealand shakeout is a nationwide earthquake drill and tsunami hikoi, which took place at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. At Cargill's, a staff member made an alarm sound and everyone put their training into practice.
Hey, there's an earthquake, watch out! Everyone get under the table, shake out! Woo, woo, woo.
And it's not just the staff at Cargill's. Drills took place all over Dunedin and New Zealand. Today is also International Shakeout Day, coinciding with the 30th anniversary of the 6.9 magnitude Loma Prieta earthquake, which killed 63 people in the San Francisco Bay Area of the United States. There are 84 staff at Cargill's, and Jeff Kemp says they've been involved with the shakeout campaign since it began, and now everyone knows their roles.
So the supervisors will take a look around where the guys are covered and how they're positioned, and then they'll just talk to them about how they could possibly improve on that a little bit. But we're hoping to get really good examples today.
Jeff Kemp says today's drill at Cargill's was a success, with everyone stopping, dropping and covering. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A former Oamaru man has been charged in relation to the deaths of two teenagers in a single vehicle crash earlier this year. 18-year-old Joseph Ciali appeared briefly in the Oamaru District Court yesterday. 16-year-old Caleb Webb Hurst and 17-year-old Michael Mohene died when the vehicle crashed and caught fire at the intersection of T.Y. Duncan Road and Shortland Road in June. The driver was arrested in Auckland on Tuesday and is charged with aggravated careless driving under the influence causing death. He's remanded on bail for a second appearance in mid-November, when it is likely he will enter a plea. Police defend the 2-month-long investigation, saying they want to make sure they get it right for all the families involved. A group of Tairi wrestlers are ready to take on New Zealand's best at the upcoming National Championships. 12 wrestlers from the Tairi Taniwha's Amateur Wrestling Club are set to compete for glory in Hamilton this weekend.
Getting ready for the big dance. Wrestlers at the Tairi Taniwha's Amateur Wrestling Club are gearing up for the National Championships in Hamilton this weekend. Coach Justin Winter says the wrestlers have been preparing for the competition since the start of the year and have stepped up their training regimes over the past month.
Well, they're preparing for it right throughout the year, but as leading up to it, after our New Zealand Club Champs that was held here, we kicked the training into 3 nights a week, so it's just an extra night's training, but they have got their other sports which keep them reasonably fit as well.
He says because Tairi is a small club, anyone who's eligible to compete will be going up to the national champs.
I think it's each wrestler will have their individual goals. For a couple of them, this will be their first national, so it could be a little bit daunting. It is their sort of big dance for the year.
Winter says this is the club's big dance for the year, and they have a strong team and are confident they'll do well.
I'm pretty confident we should come away pretty solid. Like, I don't want to go and jinx anything, so I'm not going to say too much, but we have got a solid team there, and like I say, they've been training hard, they deserve it. So
the team are set to travel to Hamilton tomorrow. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Drivers in central Dunedin may have noticed a number of roadworks under construction, often blocking main streets. Several of these have been done in order to make crossing the road safer for school children attending inner city schools. Upper York Place is currently blocked off from Stewart Street to create a traffic island to make crossing the road easier for pedestrians. This disruption has been planned for the second week of the school holidays, but was delayed by bad weather. Similar constructions have either been finished or are yet to begin around the 3 central city schools. A spokesman from the City Council said it was not practical to restrict the roadworks to just school holidays. People wanting to start up a food manufacturing business normally worry about the huge amount of capital outlay in creating a commercial kitchen. But now a Dunedin business is offering a creative haven for those aspiring to develop their own food brands.
Creating the delicious Italian dessert of cannoli, just one of the many small-scale food production businesses already using Vito Iannussi's kitchen and refrigeration facilities in Kaikorai Valley. This was originally his pasta factory, which he ran for 30 years, until he sold the business to new owners who moved the manufacturing out of town. Under the name of Artisan Food Producers, he's now keen to make it available to others just starting out.
Premises are very expensive to set up. So we're fortunate that we've set this up about 20 years ago, and it's still operational, no problem. And we've got spare space for people to come in and try things.
They've already got some long-term tenants who are creating everything from ice cream to vegan treats and kombucha beer, but he's also making the factory available for those needing somewhere for just a short-term manufacturing trial.
We've still got room for more tenants, especially for people that want to develop a product or want to develop some ideas, develop some marketing or whatever. So it's a good base for somebody to start something and then move on to something bigger.
Having been the largest manufacturer of pasta products in the South Island, he's also offering his own skills to help people develop new food ideas.
So the idea is to invite people here to do some research, do some production on small scale, and then try to help them as well if we can, with their development or research or whatever.
He's also launching a new inner-city cafe in Rattray Street, which will provide a retail outlet for his tenants. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. University of Otago archaeologists discover hidden treasures in their own backyard. And we talked to an international best-selling crime author who has recently accepted a position at the University of Otago. So see you after the break.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. Invercargill police have made several arrests after a spate of aggravated robberies and burglaries in the city. Police say they have been conducting extensive inquiries over the last 3 weeks. A number of search warrants have been carried out and several people were arrested and charged. Those arrested included offenders allegedly involved in the robberies of 2 night and day stores. Clues to life more than a century ago have been unearthed next to the University of Otago's dental school. University archaeologists have uncovered evidence of the 19th century people who lived and worked on the site of the new Clinical Services building.
Hidden beneath the University of Otago's dental school are clues to what life was like in Dunedin more than a century ago. During construction of the new Clinical Services building, a team of archaeologists from the university uncovered evidence of the 19th century people who lived and worked in the area.
We carried out the excavation at the dental school because the university is doing a number of capital development projects around campus, and of course the campus zone covers a lot of the early settlement area of Dunedin.
From plates and footwear to evidence of pathways, cobblestones, foundations and water control, fragments of toys, bottles and matchboxes, the team uncovered a treasure trove of items during the excavation.
Underneath the site there we found material relating to activities such as blacksmiths. We found foundations of stables. In fact, the floor of the stables, the cold floor of the stables was still there. There was shoemaker and facilities associated with making of shoes.
The work was part of a larger body of research being carried out by the team, focusing on the development of North Dunedin in the 19th century. In Dunedin, the South today.
Best-selling crime author Val McDermid is visiting Dunedin for 2 months as part of her 3-year position at the University of Otago. Revered as Scotland's Queen of Crime, she is well known for her gruesome murder mysteries, which were made into a popular TV series.
Checking out some of the 33 best-selling novels she's written, crime author Val McDermid will be in temporary residence in Dunedin for the next 3 years. She's here as visiting Professor of Scottish Studies and Crime Fiction at the University of Otago, a position which suits her well.
Well, Dunedin is the only university outside Scotland that has a Department of Scottish Studies, so in that sense it's a natural fit. And also the work that Liam McIlvany is doing to develop their courses in crime fiction and creative writing made it an attractive proposition.
She's set to spend 8 weeks in Dunedin each year for the next 3 years, which is a welcome change of pace.
For me, it's a great chance to spend a couple of months away from the hustle and bustle of my normal daily routines and to get some time to chill and to think and to speak with other people, because speaking to people is a lot of where your ideas develop. Not just ideas for books, but ideas, the way you look at the world. So it's always good to be somewhere else where people maybe come at things slightly differently. And frankly, at the moment, it's an absolute joy to be out of the UK with all the nonsense that's going on with Brexit. I'm ashamed of the government in Westminster. I really am.
Dunedin's public library was formerly housed in what is now the Carnegie Centre, a building donated to the city by steel tycoon and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. McDermott, who holds a degree from Oxford University, says her local public library put her on the path of tertiary education and becoming a best-selling author. She points out there's similar parallels between Dunedin City and the town she grew up in.
I'm one of those writers who wouldn't be a writer if it wasn't for the public library system. I mean, I came from a working class background from Fife, where Carnegie came from himself. And, you know, we didn't have books in the house, not because my parents didn't believe in the power of reading, but because they couldn't afford books. But when I was 6 years old, we moved house to live opposite the Central Library. And we had a very well-provisioned Central Library, which had been donated by another industrial giant, the Linoleum family of Nairns in Kirkcaldy. And I just read my way around the shelves, and it completely opened the world up to me in a different way. And in fact, it was there that I discovered, through reading a book, that being a writer was a job you got paid money for. Because the character in this book got a letter from her publisher and it had a cheque in it. I thought, oh, it's a job. I could do that. I could tell lies.
Being a world-famous writer means McDermott sometimes finds herself sought out for various social agendas.
Sometimes I am described as a lesbian writer, sometimes as a Scottish writer, sometimes as a feminist writer, sometimes as a political writer. I'm all of these things, and I'm also many other things too. You know, I'm a mother, I'm a partner, I'm a friend, I'm a computer gamer, I'm all sorts of things. But people sort of pluck what they want for their particular agenda at various times. But there is, the other side of it, I suppose, is that it gives me a platform that I can use to support things that matter to me, I suppose, social agendas that matter to me. But the books are not about social agendas, the books are about telling stories.
And we'll bring you much more of our exclusive interview with Val McDermott in tomorrow night's news broadcast, including her encounter with disgraced television presenter Jimmy Savile, who became an inspiration for a character in her crime novels. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, it's an uphill battle as Baldwin Street fights to retain its world's steepest street title. And we check out the weather heading into the weekend, so stay with us.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Miller's Flat Bakery, proudly opening this Labour weekend after a long labour of love. The Restoration Trust has brought back to life this historic part of the main Central Otago transport route. Come see the only wood-fired bakery oven in New Zealand. Turn off at the Miller's Flat Blue Bridge and bring the whole family to enjoy some tasty fresh baked goods the old-fashioned way, before electricity. That's the Miller's Flat Bakery opening Labour weekend.
Thanks for staying with us. The battle for the world's steepest street is headed to court, kind of. In July, a one-way lane in the Welsh town of Harlech dethroned Dunedin's Baldwin Street as the world's steepest street. Dunedin surveyor Toby Stoff has criticised the methodology as the record-setting bid was measured on the inside verge of a curve. He says this greatly exaggerating its steepness and disadvantaging Baldwin Street, which is straight. The light-hearted discussion is now headed to the British reality television courtroom, Judge Rinder. Toby Stoff will be representing the people of Dunedin at the hearing. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Cargill Enterprises joined many other organisations taking part in the Great Shakeout Global Earthquake Preparedness Drill. A team of 12 wrestlers from the Tairi Taniwha are headed to Hamilton hunting trophies in a nationwide wrestling competition. And a Dunedin business is offering a creative haven for those aspiring to develop their own food brands and creating a commercial kitchen. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden Meikle. What have you got for us in the paper tomorrow?
Good evening, Mel. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Hopefully
I'm
readers
intrigued about what you've got in the paper.
Well, hopefully readers of the ODT will be good tomorrow too, but I think there is something for everybody. So let's see. China, Dunedin City Council in China, an interesting yarn from Chris Morris. Project China, it's officially called, the council's links with China. They're talking about what they've spent on the links with China, but mostly the economic impact. And the numbers are quite interesting. I mean, they believe the relationship is very, very strong and very profitable for Dunedin. So interesting yarn there.
Be interesting to see the figures around that.
Yeah, it's some good stuff in there. And we've got the latest in the Otago Regional Council. So this has obviously been an ongoing saga. Where will the Otago Regional Council be based? I'm actually waiting myself to find out what the update is. We've got something. They were saying something today. Not sure how dramatic, not sure how big, but we will have something on this never-ending story.
A smidgen?
Hopefully, yes. Yeah. At least a smidgen would be nice. Penguins, I'm from Oamaru, so I'm always interested in penguins, the home of penguins. Pilots Beach, there's been some issues. A new report has shown that the penguins are, quote, wading through tons of rubbish. And I guess a relatively popular tourist spot, perhaps lots of rubbish has been left out, so it could be interesting for penguin lovers. We've got the Zonta fashion show tonight, which is always a bit of fun, and well, hopefully we have a cracking photo from that holding our front page together tomorrow. That's certainly our hope. And finally, rugby and Ben Smith. I guess that question we addressed a few weeks ago is this the end for our Ben Smith, the greatest Otago rugby player of all time? He hasn't made the All Blacks for the quarter-final this weekend against Ireland. That suggests, barring injury in the semi-final and hopefully final, he may have played his last game for the All Blacks. If that's the case, very, very sad. What an amazing career. If the All Blacks go on and win, he'll still get a gold medal, but I'm sure he would love to be on the field. And I know I speak for all of Southerners when we say we'd like to see him on the field. So take that, Steve Hansen. Do it.
Bring back Ben, we say. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, flags flying in South Dunedin under a grey sky. Looking at the situation, a wet day for the region tomorrow with widespread rain and cold easterly winds. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are set for grey skies, showers and 14 degrees. Across to the northeast, it's similar for Nelson and Blenheim, who can expect cloudy skies and showers with 16 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, expect cloudy skies and showers across this area. Kaikoura you reach 14, Christchurch 11 and Ashburton 10. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumberton and Gore can all expect gusty easterlies and rain later with 10 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes region, you can plan for fresh northerlies and rain. Wanaka 8 degrees, Queenstown you're heading for 7, Alexandria you should expect 9, while Tiana you're set to be the warmest town heading for 10 degrees. Up to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect fresh northeasterlies and rain with 11 degrees for you both. It will be similar inland with Twizel and Amarama due for fresh northerlies and rain with a high of 8 degrees. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with light easterlies and an overnight low of 8. Cloudy and cold tomorrow with periods of rain developing mid to late afternoon. Planned for a high of 10 and a low of 8. And it's mostly cloudy on Saturday with southwesterlies dying out, looking at a high of 15 and a low of 9. And in Invercargill, cloud increases tonight with an overnight low of 8. Cloudy tomorrow, rain developing late in the day, a high of 10 and a low of 8. Rain easing to showers on Saturday with moderate southwesterlies, a high of 13 and a low of 8. And that's all from the South Today team for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. See you again tomorrow. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.